Hi everyone, Megan here with College Uncomplicated, and today we're going to talk about comparing and choosing your colleges. First and foremost, before we go over what you should consider, let's go over some basic rules. Aim to apply around 5 to 6 schools that are a mixture of reach, I hope I get in, match, pretty sure I'm gonna get in, and faux show. There ain't no way I'm not getting in. The reason to apply to this mixture, especially for the faux show colleges, is so you have a built-in backup plan in case something goes wrong, or if you need some leverage for those higher, more expensive schools. You can basically say, the smaller school is giving me more aid, I think I might go there, but can you counteroffer? You also should try to have a mixture of private and public schools. Yes, private schools do tend to be more expensive, but those smaller private schools actually offer a lot more aid most of the time. There's a bird outside. Tweet, 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 tweet. Shut up, bird. Now onto the things that you should consider when you're comparing your colleges. The two biggest things in my opinion are the programs/majors that the college offers, as well as the tuition price. Like I said before, researching the college's programs and majors is a major must-do. You don't want to make the mistake of going to a college and then realizing that they don't even have a major that you want to major in. So do your research online about the majors and the classes, look up class curricula, faculty that may be working there, what they teach, what they do their research in, and then set up an appointment to talk to an advisor and confirm all of the information that you found out. Because sometimes websites just don't do a program justice. That's why you need to talk to somebody who's actually there or has been through it. And the next biggest thing to consider is tuition. The biggest rule of thumb here that I can say is that just because a college is more expensive does not make it better. That's why you need to do your research on the program. There are some colleges that do kind of cost a little bit more, but you have to consider the return on investment. It may be more expensive, but it also might have more name recognition, which in some fields can land you a higher paying job. But believe me, you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to graduate with mountains and mountains of debt. Also, another thing that I realized that some students fail to do is actually talk to their parents to find out a good range that their family can afford. It may be a tough conversation, but it can actually help guide you through your college choosing process. But also, don't let sticker shock from tuition prices scare you from applying to colleges that you really love, because you never know what kind of financial aid that school may offer you. And another selfless promotion, next semester we're actually going to be focusing specifically on applying for financial aid and how to appeal financial aid packages if you think they're not enough. Other things that you may want to consider are more personal preferences, such as location. A major part of location is the distance from home, which we talked about in one of our Real Talk episodes. You want to try and be far enough away from home to have your own life in order to get the full college experience, but then you also want to be close enough so you can go back for holidays, and maybe if something goes wrong, you may not be able to spring $400 to buy a plane ticket to go home for Thanksgiving when you're going to be going back for Christmas 2 weeks later. You also want to consider the city and the state that the university is in, because realize that you're going to be spending some of the biggest 4 years of your life here, something that's going to mold you into the person that you're going to be. You may want to know if there's actually things to do off campus in the city that the university is in. You can really easily do this by simply Google searching the city. There's tons of reviews. If you're not going to have a car, is there a public transportation system so you can actually get around to see these things? Also, are there political or religious affiliations that you want to get out of that city? And another big thing that a lot of people don't consider is the weather. Do you get sad and mopey every time it rains? You probably shouldn't go to school in Seattle. The next thing is size. Do you want to go to a little university? A medium-sized university? Or a friggin' huge university? At the University of Texas at Austin, one of the biggest universities in the country, when I walked around campus, I was literally bumping into people all the time. There was no way that I could meet everybody at the university, and I really enjoyed that. Is that something that you would like? Or would you like a smaller university so by the time that you'd reach your senior year, you'd pretty much know everybody in your entire class? Something separate but is also affected by the size of the university is the classroom size or the class ratios. Do you want to have big classes with 300 people in a lecture? Or do you want to have small, intimate classes? At UT, my freshman year classes, or my lower division classes, were actually, they were 300 people. But then once I got to upper division, most of my classes were around 25, 30 people. Also consider your outside interests. Do you want to have a really thriving Greek life? Do you want to play a particular intramural sport? Do you want to go to a university that has major school spirit organization? Do you want to work at the university radio station or be part of student government? Think about the things that you enjoy, that keep you sane, and that can also give you hands-on experience outside of class towards your resume. And last but not least, you need to look at the actual criteria of the university and see if you can actually get in. What I'm referring to is test scores and GPA. Most universities provide statistics for recent freshman classes, indicating ranges of their SAT or ACT scores as well as their GPA. In general, you want to aim to be in the top half of these ranges. Rule is that those whose scores range in the lower half do tend to be special circumstances, such as sports scholarships or something like that. So if you have no special circumstances like that, you need to make sure that your test scores set you apart, so they need to be higher than the mid-range. So you have to realize all of these things create the atmosphere of the university, and you can do as much research online or you can get as much secondhand knowledge, but I really highly suggest, in order to get the real experience and the real feeling of the university, is to do a campus visit. Then you get a much better idea of how the university atmosphere feels and how you react to things. And I know this is a lot of information, so how should you actually combine this to really do a comparison? What I suggest is actually take a chart, which I've made a template for below, to create a table comparison of all of the universities. First off, write notes of all of the things that you like and dislike about each of the parameters. Then rank each college in each section with 1 through 5. 1 is you really don't like, 5 is you really do like. Then average all of these rankings into one overall university ranking. Then you actually have numbers to compare, so you can pick your top favorite university and realize which one is the least favorite. It makes it a little bit more quantitative rather than qualitative. So that's all I have for today. If you have any other suggestions on things you should consider when choosing your colleges, comment below. And don't forget to like the video if you liked it, as well as subscribe to College Uncomplicated. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at College Uncom. You can also follow me on Pinterest as well, where I will post all of the articles that I use for these videos. And I hope you look forward to next week's video, where I break down the differences between college application deadlines. See you then. Peace.